One, two, one, two. Peace to the family. 747 24/7 361 degrees. What's up? Peace to you if you coming in the building. 747. Once again. Peace to the Thawalu. Ucha, Ucha, Ucha. Salutations to you if you coming in the building. What's up? What's up to y'all? Peace to everybody that supports the movement. Get yourself situated. Let me get let me get this thing together a little bit. Let me get it together a little bit. Hopefully it's not choppy like how it was yesterday. It was a little bit choppy. I'm sorry. If it's choppy, y'all gotta let me know. I'll stop the broadcast. For real. If it's choppy, y'all gotta let me know. So I'm gonna do some shares on the Facebook. Shout out to everybody on the YouTube and the Facebook. We are simulcasting right now. Let me get this together real quick. I love y'all. State your name. State your name. Put it in the comment section. So when I come in, I can see it. Alright? If the music is a little bit too loud, I'll turn it down. Hold up. Just enjoy the music. Shout out to Sean Lennox, aka Sad Eye Sosa, for the production on this beat. Thank you, King. Yeah. Peace to the Messiahs. Peace to the Messiahs. Get yourself situated. Let's go. Let's talk about the Messiah Code. Happy birthday to Akshita Vita. Happy birthday, Queen. What's up? If she's in here, happy birthday. I don't know. Maybe she'll be in here a little bit later. Happy birthday to you, Queen. What's up? Looking decent. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. So I'm gonna talk about some real good stuff today. Definitely I'm gonna talk about some good stuff. I can't see who's in the YouTube. Who's in the YouTube? Let me see who's in the YouTube. Excuse me. Shout out to everybody everywhere across the planet. Shout out to Sister Dominique. Shout out to Dazzling Oracle. What's up? I see you. 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 Thank you. Can I get a thumbs up on the YouTube? If you in the YouTube, can I get a thumbs up? If you in the Facebook, can I get a like? Shout out. We are simulcasting right now. If you in here, I want to let you know I love you. Enjoy the music. Get into the vibe of what I'm about to talk about. It's definitely going to connect with the mind, body, and spirit. I love y'all. Me, it's we, of course. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Shout out to the Messiah Code All Stars. I'm talking to you, boo. Shout out. We definitely gonna enjoy ourselves. We gonna enjoy ourselves, alright? Peace to all the Messiahs. I can't see this. I can't see the comments right now. Please load the comments in. please load the comments in. If you relevant, please load the comments in, please. Don't be shy about it. Just load it in, put in a piece, put in a me, say what's up. I'm gonna talk about a couple things on here in reference to the codex. Today so happens to be 8/17/23 in the codex. Alright? So yeah. Cool. Peace to all the messiahs. Alrighty then. After the beat ends, I'm going to just stop the invites. And then I'm going to proceed to talk. But this joint flowing right now. Shout out to Sad-Eye Sosa. Hold up. Shout out to Sad-Eye Sosa. Shout out to Sad-Eye Sosa. Thank you for providing this beat. Peace to the All-Stars. Peace to the Primes. Peace to the Messiahs. Enjoy yourself. All right. Shout out to Sister Verdi. I see you. But shout out to Sister Kimberly. Long time no see. I see you in here. Shout out to everybody else if you in here. Shout out to Sister where's she at? Shantea, I think that's your name. I think I said it right. I don't know. Hopefully, no disrespect, Queen. You already know you shining like a diamond. What up? All right. So, shout out to Sister Shanita. What's up? Everybody across the world. We are simulcasting right now. All right, let me calm this down a little bit. Let me calm it down a little bit. What's up? Shout out to you if you in the building. All right. Happy birthday. Happy log date solar return to Akshita Vita. If she comes in the building, it is what it is. You know, definitely it's love. Love. Alrighty then. Woo. Shout out to all the messiahs. Oh man. What up? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to get it in? So, as y'all know, I've been doing my best to share some good information with y'all. We're coming up on a 90-day water fast. The 90-day water fast. Think about it. 90 days. Now, a lot of people are concerned about the rules and regulations of the 90-day water fast. I'm going to tell you how it goes, all right, before I begin this discussion. All right, so the 90-day water fast is going to start February 1st, all right, until May 1st, all right. You have to drink at least 1.5 gallons of water a day, all right. You start your day off with fruit, all right. During the course of your middle of your day, you eat your normal meals, all right, or whatever you're striving to do, whether gain weight or lose weight, all right. And then your last meal, you actually eat a non-processed meal, all right. And you take no sugar. Remember, you are taking no artificial preservatives and sugars along the way of this 90-day water fast. Pardon me. So yeah. So I really want y'all to connect with that. So a non-processed meal could be raw fish also. I want y'all to know that. And it has to be electrified, literally. A non-processed meal is like lettuce and things that are alive. You know what I'm saying? Think about it like that. Spinach, stuff like that, vegetables and stuff that you see that's alive. That's a non-processed meal. Or even fruit itself is a non-processed meal. But remember, you're gonna eat fruit in the morning, so I want you to balance everything. All right. A non-processed meal is something that you don't cook. Remember that also. All right. All right. That's the 90-day water fast rules and regulations of the 90-day water fast. Hopefully y'all ready for that. What up? Shout out to the family. Shout out to the family. What up? Peace to all the messiahs. Peace to everybody traveling right now. All right. So shout out to Sister Tamia. I see you in here, California, in the building. What's up? Shout out to Ella. What up? State your name. Put it in the comment section if you relevant. If you relevant. All right. So yeah. So before I begin this discussion, like I said, we got the 90-day water fast. We got the 90-day water fast coming up February 1st through May 1st. Hopefully you're ready for that. Literally. Hopefully you're ready for that. Let's get it in. Like, let's truly get it in. If y'all ready to really get yourself right, let's do this 90-day water fast. All right. One thing I gotta say is do a before and after picture. I want you to start with a before picture, or the day of that you do the 90-day water fast. A picture the day of, and then a picture the day of the completion of the 90-day water fast, and the cycles along the way. Maybe once every week or something like that, you actually do a actual picture or something. Okay, so yeah, shout out to everybody that's going to be committed to the 90-day water fast. I love y'all. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Definitely shout out to my 1221s. I love you, you love me, and me is we, of course. All right, so as we're traveling across this journey of life, through the course of reality, of what we call the mainframe consciousness, we adjusted or really assimilate the thought through the code. The code is the body of the Messiah, how it operates, and you navigate utilizing the code. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all a couple sequences of the code, and I'm gonna also talk about more or less the CPU of the mind. I'm gonna talk about the CPU of the mind and how literally how they designed the computer is literally how a human operates. It literally they took the functions of a human and they decided to replicate those and create a device called a computer. So I'm gonna talk about a couple things like that in this build. I'm gonna talk about also just life in general. My fault. I'm gonna talk about life in general and how to just connect with the moment for what it's worth. All right. So shout out to you if you in the building. All right. So peace to everybody. What's up, y'all? Okay, y'all. Y'all ready? Let's go. The Messiah Code. Alright, so a lot of people got a couple questions about what the Messiah Code is, what the Messiah Code is about. Alright, so Messiah Code, we say the Messiah Code in general as the name of the movement, but it's the Messiah Code, spiritual conscious evolution for future technology. Let's get it straight. Let's get it straight for what this represents. This is spiritual conscious evolution for future technology. It never was the mumbo jumbo that you thought it was. This is about advancing your spiritual technology. All right? You know, I want y'all to think about, certain spiritualities as a form of technology, as a form of software. And you're the hardware. All right? And you're the interface, more or less, to connect with that software. All right? So, yeah, the Messiah Code brings everyone to that. Because if you think about how the body of the Messiah operates, it operates from 1 through 31. But I told people this. I said, listen, the 1 through 31 could actually be the 141 also in reflection. Because if you think about it like this, 13 and 14 and 31 are synonymous. I broke that down. Many occasions I broke that down. How literally these numbers are synonymous. Alright? My fault. Yeah. I broke down how these numbers are synonymous. And people say, how is that? Because if you operate within the square frequency, you'll see that 13 is actually 169 and 14 is 196. And then you got 31 is 961. So they're one and the same. Alright? So this is how deep it goes. That's how really deep it goes. If you think about it. If you think about it like this. Look. Let me break this down. Let's start to do this. Let's start to have fun. Alright, so the first thing I want to take y'all to is James chapter 1 verse 12. We in room 112 right now. So it says, blessed is the man or woman that endureth temptation, for when he or she is tried, he shall receive a crown of life, which the Lord have promised them that love him. Alright, so this is deep. This is real deep, because somebody might say, what do you mean a crown? Listen, the number 112, the room 112 was always literally what we consider to be I told people it was a school of thought, but the school of thought always is the crown, is the crown chakra, if you think about it. Because, if you think about the 12 stars, or the 12 the 12 stars, or the 12 celestial bodies, or what we call the zodiac, all right, in reference to that, the center of it connects to the mind in general, because you will see every zodiac sign literally has an energy. Every zodiac sign has an energy, and it resonates thoughts upon the universe, and you receive those thoughts, and you move upon which those energies that are projected in the universe. You move upon that. So yeah, now I want y'all to understand that the crown that you're going to inherit through the temptation of life is waiting for you. You might say, how does this connect up with 112? Because everybody went through a form of school of thought, and it represents everything between the 1 and the 12. That represents the school of thought. That's why you had to endure it. You had to endure it, and you had to reach the 12th grade in order to graduate. All right, so this is talk about the graduation, and that's the crown, and that's why at the graduation, you receive a crown at the graduation, which is a square, which is the square or the circle in the square, and a tassel representing the laws of the Most High God. All right, yeah. So I want y'all to think about that. Yeah, like a tassel representing the laws of the universe. Representing the laws of the universe in essence, if you think about it like that. So yeah, at 12th grade you went to the 13, and after the 13, the 13 was a starting point to another realm of thought, So this reflects, you know what I'm saying? So you might say, how does that reflect, Lamel? Alright, I'm going to show you how it reflects the same thing. That's why I said men and women lie, but numbers don't lie. And then if you go into Revelations chapter 12, verse 1, it says this, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, upon her head a crown of 12 stars. So I told y'all, bringing y'all back to this in reference to James chapter 1:12. Yeah, it connected the same way. Because it was talking about the crown that you're going to receive, but the crown is a mental crown that you're going to receive. It's an invisible crown, literally of light that sparkles and shines, or more or less, I wouldn't say like sparkle and shine, but more or less it resonates. It resonates with other forms of life. All right. So the 12 stars right here are the 12 stars that you are, the 5-star generals, but the 12 stars that we are, that we came through, because literally we came into a new age of what we call the age of information, and this the age that I truly want to prepare y'all for, in reference to this age of information. I want to prepare y'all for it. And you might say, how are we going to get prepared for this age of information? I'm gonna show you how to prepare yourself for this age of what we call information. You got to understand that literally the mind is the computer, and literally you can program the computer. Like, we're going to end up learning how to program these computers in a certain sort of way where we don't have to touch them like this no more. We can just literally program them from our mind. Because if you think about it, right, I'm gonna break this down like this before I get into this, because this is the crown right here. Before I really get into it, this is the crown right here. There you go. You might say, well, what is that? That represents the energy of Taurus. Taurus, it's the Taurus energy. It literally looks like the horns of a Taurus, the way they flow like that. All right, but this is coming from the heart chakra. But this is the crown that they talking about too, in reference to this. This is the crown that they talking about, because it has to connect to the heart chakra. Because this energy, it resonates and it generates pulses throughout the universe that have positive and negative charges. All right, and I show people that with the If you look at the body of the Messiah, if you look at the body of the Messiah, you'll see that the body of the Messiah, the body of the Messiah has basically positive and negative charges. All right. I dislike when people call me on Messenger, man. I love y'all and everything. People call me on Messenger. That's weird. And I'm live. Shout out to everybody that supports the movement. Well, yo, let's build. Listen, if you look at this from 1 through 31, you'll see that every number has a positive and negative charge to it. Now, this is something that I want y'all to understand how the computer operates, because the computer doesn't understand what you think it understands. It only understands this. It only understands this right here, which is on or off, positive or negative. All right, black or white. You know, give or take, negative or positive. That's what I want y'all to understand, what the computer understands, what it thinks about. So now this is a series of pairs, and this is called a bit. This is literally called a bit. Now, if you put two of these together, or a combination of them, you actually have a byte. All right. Now a byte has 255 combinations, or really it has 256 combinations, because it operates more or less like the number 8 within a square. That's why I told y'all, man, I said, man, yo, man, y'all gotta really pay attention to this right here, more or less. Y'all gotta pay attention to the math on here, the mathematics with the body of the Messiah. Because every number has a square frequency. Every number has a square thought of how it navigates or operates within what we call a reality. All right? Peace to everybody on the YouTube. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Listen to the build, man. This is something that people skip over in the Messiah code, because y'all should be able to teach this by now. For anybody that been following this for a year, y'all should be able to teach this by now, y'all. That's what saddens me. Y'all should be on this live. And if y'all don't know how, if y'all want to do it, I'll set it up where I can broadcast from here, and I can take your IP address and I can put it right here, where as though you right here with me. So if you really functional about doing this, let's do it together. But at the same time, people should be teaching this stuff, because people, I'm telling you, we are in the age of what we call information, but at the same time, it's all going to boil down to the computer. It's all going to be boiled down to the computer at how you assimilate a operating system. How you assimilate an operating system. So now I'm giving y'all an operating system, which is the body of the Messiah. And then listen, it is a quaternary sequence, but listen, it's just like the binary, because if you think about it, right? You got the same combination of numbers. But if you add a 0, then you have 4 digits. So then you have more or less a bit, or you can create a byte from that. So people wonder on how computers communicate. I'm going to put it this way. This is the basic way I can tell you how computers communicate, so you can understand how we need to communicate, and how you can more or less understand the Messiah code. So you can understand the Messiah code and the codex of the body of the Messiah. Alright? So if you look at the computer, hold up. If you look at the computer, right? Let me say this, and I'm put the body of the Messiah up right there. There we go. Look at this. If you look at the computer, right? The computer, alright, let's say this. You got a line of numbers, right? And you got 1 and 0, which is on and off. And you got 2 pairs of that, right? You got two pairs of that, 1 and 0. How many combinations you can come up with? You got 0, 0, 0. Far as lines, you got 4 lines now. Let's think about it. See if I can draw. I can't draw it. But let's say if I communicate with you like, all right, like 1 and a 0, like this. We'll do it like this. I'll do it with my hands, so you'll probably figure it out. All right, let's say I do it like this. This is 1 and 0 in the codex, and I'll say this means love. That means love or connection. This means connection. All right. So boom. Now if I have a combination of 1 and 0, how many combinations I can come up with? 1 and 1, right? 0 and 0, 0 and 1, right? So it's only like 4 combinations I can really come up with. So that's how you understand how the computer communicates and translates things. So let's say if you have more or less like a transistor or a light bulb on or off, that would represent literally the 0. The 1 would represent on, and then the 0 would represent off. So that's how computers understand language, and people have actually created layers of of 1s and 0s, of what you consider to be on and off, to actually create everything that you see on the screen right here. All right. So essentially that's how it is with you also, or how the mind assimilates reality. And you might say, how is that, Lamel? Because literally, if you think about it, all right, my fault. If you think about it in general, you know what I'm saying? This in general, if you just think about it, there's so many messages that can come across, and you can know where to put or what to put somewhere by those zeros, those on and off. So now you got you got things like transistors and other things that can assimilate, positive and negative charges, and things read those positive and negative charges. So, I wanted to bring that to this, here we go. I got y'all. All right, we're going to bring it to the pineal gland, right? We're going to bring it to the pineal gland. Shoom. Let's go. So, the motherboard of the brain and the motherboard and the mother brain and the motherboard of the computer. Let's go. Let's compare the two and let's connect them. Let's connect the dots. I got you, Jasper Rain. I got you. So let's connect the dots. So listen, one thing I wanted to talk about is in here is like when people wake up. Now people are starting to wake up in these days and times. If you think about it, it's an awakening that's happening, and it's a certain portion of the brain where this awakening is starting to happen. And you might say, where is that portion of the brain of this awakening is happening? I got you. Right here. The third eye. Now this is a legendary place. Alright? This a legendary place. Alright? In reference to life itself. It's been many legends about this gland or what it does. Alright? Now, it's considered to be an endocrine gland, which is basically a regulator. Now you might say, well, what does it regulate, Lamel? It regulates light. Pardon me. It regulates light. Okay. Now, listen. I compared this to something. All right. I compared this to literally the BIOS of the computer. All right. I compared this to the BIOS of the computer. And if you don't know what the BIOS of the computer is, I got you. Because we have computers, but we don't know more or less the components of the computer and how they function. So I'm gonna give y'all an easy way to remember, you know, the functions of a computer, because I'm gonna relate them to spirituality, and I'm gonna also relate them to the mind in general. So when you cut your computer off, or literally when the lights turn out, or how you literally assimilate light and darkness, the same thing is something that actually boots your computer up, or knows how to remember everything that's on it, or to remember the love that you got for your brother and sister, or to remember who you are in general. So that's in the light of reality that you live in. So now we talking about the pineal gland, all right, in reference to this, as a regulator, literally a regulator of light, to assimilate that light. Now, even if you don't have eyes to see, you still have skin to feel or to interpret light. So you actually have a way to actually assimilate light. Because think about it. You can get vitamin D from, different plant sources, but you can also get vitamin D from the sun. So therefore, you have something in your body that can assimilate light other than your eyes. So it doesn't really always have to do with your eyes, as in coming through your optic nerve to actually to get this gland to start moving, or start to actually work. All right, so that's something that I want people to know also. Now, connecting this to the BIOS of the computer. The BIOS is a software that actually, when a computer boots up, it connects to something. All right, so I got y'all. It connects to something called the CMOS, which is a complementary metal oxide semiconductor. That's what a CMOS is. A complementary oxide semiconductor. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor. CMOS. That's the word for it. Like CMOS. Like from Egypt. Like Ramos. Like Ramos. But it's CMOS. It's a complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, so it's connected to a battery source, meaning that your computers, even when you cut your computers off, all computers got a battery in them. All computers got a battery, and what's connected is this the CMOS to that battery. All right, meaning that it's a pulse. It's literally a pulse. How the computer functions is through a pulse, y'all. It's literally a pulse of positive and negative charges. So if you think about you in general, you also operate through a pulse of positive and negative charges. It's almost in the same sequence. So literally, when you go to sleep, or when you regulate in time within itself, you utilize this. Actually, is almost the same function of now far as the CMOS is different. I said the CMOS actually connects to the heart chakra. All right, that's what this. The BIOS connects with the pineal gland, but the CMOS connects with the heart chakra. Let me get that straight. All right, because you think about it, the BIOS is the software, right? And then you got the CMOS, which is the hardware, but it has to have electrical pulse that's always running. So that's the heart. That's the heart. That's the heart. If you think about it. Here we go. I think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, if you think about it, hold up. That's the pineal gland. But I'm gonna bring up the there it is. Here we go. Bow. Look, listen. Bow. There it go. The CMOS, complementary metal oxide. All right. This is what's going on in your heart. You actually have a battery right there. Now it's a pulse that's generated. Now the pulse has a negative and positive charge, and these negative and positive charges actually have bits of information or bytes of information that flow through you. It's actually through your bloodstream. It just flows through you through a pulse. If you think about your heart, like when your heart is beating a certain way, it's a pulse, and that pulse is electricity. It's electricity that's flowing through you that has literally bits of information, all right, and bytes of information that flows out into the universe, all right. It's all good, Sister Tamia. If you experience a headache, don't worry about it. You know, I'm gonna say this: drink more water. You might say I already drink water. I hate when people say that, but a lot of us need to sweat and then drink water because we run in a cycle too. We run in a cycle, but in essence, this CMOS, like I said, it connects up to the heart, and it needs a pulse. It needs energy, and if it clocks out, then guess what? The computer's not working. Now, again, you can have a brand new computer. If somebody say, "Well, let me see that computer," and they take that battery out, if they take the battery out, they rip the battery out and put it back in, they actually ruin the computer because it's like playing double dutch. The computer operates like double dutch. Those ones and zeros and those positive and negative charges, they come in a pulse of a double dutch, like, or how you jump in the double dutch. You're able to jump in the double dutch and not mess up the rope. So if you actually pull the battery out, you actually pulling the double dutch out. So that's the same thing if somebody messes with your heart in some sort of way, or somebody disconnects your heart, you actually mess up the whole flow of the system. All right, hopefully that connected with some people. All right, and we have to be moved. We have to be moved in a certain sort of way. So this information. So CMOS again is a complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Now at the base of your heart is hemoglobin, and iron at the base of a hemoglobin molecule. So you say, "Oh my God." Yeah, that's the CMOS. That's why I said it's like a CMOS, because more or less the complementary metal oxide that's connecting up, that's regulating this charge, because the iron is a ferronic metal. It's a ferronic metal that can maintain a charge, and then also iron, like I said to a lot of people, that iron comes from the stars. Iron, if you do research about iron, yeah, iron comes from the planet too, but it's iron. A lot of iron comes from the stars, and it's ashes of the sun, or different star constellation, or different meteors that hit this planet are made of iron. So yeah, this is deep. It's a ferronic metal. Now that connects up with the way a CMOS operates, because it needs literally a positive and negative charge to maintain its pulse. And that's the same thing as you. Now at the base of a hemoglobin molecule is iron. Now iron sharpeneth iron in this situation, if you're thinking about it. Iron sharpeneth iron. Peace to all the messiahs, man. Let's go, man. Hopefully y'all getting something here. So, when you wake up in the morning, it's the same thing as a computer when it wakes up, when you turn it on, when you push the on button. because on is actually an ancient Egyptian ancient Egyptian or a Kemet city on, which is Heliopolis. It's called on. When you turn a computer on, which is the city of the sun, all right, power. All right. So when you turn it on, something happens, which is called a post, which is basically a post. You say, really? What do you mean a post? Yeah, a power on self test. That's what happens. The same thing as a computer, and it does literally a parity check. It looks around. That doesn't fix anything. A parity check just literally sees what, make sure everything is connected. All right, but it's the same thing as you. You have a power on self test. Like, oh man, dag, I'm feeling good. I'm here. I'm good. Life is life in general. You waking up. All right, you waking up. So that's same thing as a computer. Peace to all the messiahs. We on the post right now. Again. Your birthday represents a pulse reality cognitive function. All right. Peace to Sister Akshita Vita. Happy birthday to you. Happy solar return. Happy log date solar return. Peace to you. All right. Listen. Your birthday is a pulse reality cognitive function. Think about it. If you're born again, you literally have a different log date. And you have a different pulse reality cognitive function. Literally, that's your beginning point of where you started. That's your pulse. All right, and that's the ones and zeros that resonate from that starting point. So that's what I want y'all to get in essence to the beginning point of where we at in this age of what we call information, because everybody literally has graduated from the age of Pisces. You have come out of that into the age of what we call information, and now it's time to grow. Now your birthday is now. Your birthday is now, or whenever you woke up, or whenever you think you woke up, which is a pulse reality cognitive function. Period. Peace to the messiahs. Peace to the messiahs. What else I gotta say? Got you. So going back to the pineal gland, this eye is looking upward. I want your eyes to start to look upward. I want your eyes to start to look upward. And you might say, what am I looking up towards, Lamel? What am I truly looking up towards? I don't know. That's what you got to put in your situation in reference to what's going on in your life. But I'm going to say this. This pineal gland is a small endocrine gland in the brain of most most vertebrates. All right, and the pineal gland produces melatonin, more or less like a regulator. Same thing. And serotonin, a serotonin derived hormone which modulates sleep patterns in both circadian and seasonal cycles. So in essence, to this pineal gland, I wanted to say how it's looking up in the sky, or it's looking up towards a better day, or looking up to a rising, or rising up in a better situation. It's the same thing as the Messiah. said the same thing in reference to when the Messiah said, "I'm from above." When when he said, "I'm from above and you're from beneath." You know, a lot of situations that you go through, you can't look like, man, it's the worst of it, or it's going to be the worst, or whatever like that. You know, I want y'all to think about it from a higher perspective. He said unto them, "Ye are from beneath, I'm from above. I am from above. Ye are of this world, I'm not of this world." I don't want y'all to be gazing at this world. I want y'all to be gazing at a higher perspective. That's why I said the northern polarity. People said, really? The northern polarity? Yeah. The northern polarity is literally representing more or less I would say figuratively speaking, me saying that, the northern polarity, but it's various different fractal patterns to associate the thought of that. It's various different fractal patterns that I can that more or less I can look up, or I can bring, you know, I can bring out, and it will actually reflect what I'm talking about. All right, so that's important. That's definitely important. Let's go. Peace to all the messiahs. Peace to all the messiahs. Peace to everybody. Something else I wanted to bring up in these slides that was very interesting. It's very interesting. Oh, this right here. Gotcha. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's why I said a clock. You know, in reference to your birthday being a pulse reality cognitive function. You know, we all have a literal biological clock of how we came into existence here. We all have a biological clock. All right, and that biological clock represents something that is epic, and that your birthday is your pulse reality cognitive function, the same way as the computer when it came into this existence. Now you might say, well, you know, I don't believe in a zodiac. I don't believe in a yo energies. Look, energies resonate throughout the universe, y'all. They just resonate. It doesn't matter what you believe in. You're actually connected to these energies no matter if you like it or not. And you actually interpret these energies no matter if you like it or not. Because if you didn't have these energies, you wouldn't even exist. You wouldn't even know anything that you know. Because these bytes or bits of information, they come from what we call a mental reservoir. A mental reservoir. I want you to think about it like that. They come from a mental reservoir. Like, for real, like a mental reservoir. It's like being broadcasted. That's why I said, listen, I said, if you go into the Quran, how it talks about Sajin and Ilion, Sajin and Ilion represent where these things are being broadcasted from. All right? And I'll bring that up. Seriously. And that's a whole nother build. That's a whole nother build. So that's it with that. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. All right. So let me go into the next segment of the show. Let's do this. Oh, shucky duck. Here we go. Alrighty. So I guess we're gonna talk about the news again. You know I gotta do my thing, man. Oh man. So cut this down a little bit. Shout out to Trump. Shout out to Trump. I want to say on this news segment, shout out to Trump. This dude is really like, he's really about his work, man. My fault. Yeah, he's really about his work, man. I'm gonna keep it real. This man's about his work. He don't be playing no games. He don't be playing no games. It's amazing. I want to say this. It's amazing that somebody can this is so funny. It's amazing, right? That that somebody can actually win the election, can get a whole nother country. Listen, let me talk about this Donald Trump stuff. I gotta do it. This is the new segment of the Messiah Code. I told y'all, man. Congress is still trying to figure out what they going to do. They got different people snitching saying Donald Trump told me to say this and to say that. Listen, y'all don't got that man. That man is slicker than Rick. He is. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't understand right now, listen, man. That dude is slicker than Rick. I'm telling you. Think about it. I told people this. How he won the election. First of all, he looked at the election like the same thing as the lottery, or like the slot machines that you go to his casinos at. He said, man, listen. Oh, the presidency? Oh man, it's just like the slot machines in my casino. I win every time. I know I'm gonna win. Alright? Guess what he did? He utilized the same methodology. Now they have different computers, which are quantum computers, which actually can alter the timeline that we living in today. And you might say, what do you mean it can alter the timeline that we living in today? Literally, if it has a consensus of everybody in the world and a reality of what you live in, every place you go to, in and out and in, and they say, well, the major decisions that are going to happen in the world, because you're not really a major player, literally, if they decide, if it literally calculates all the moves of the major players of the world, it actually can calculate the timeline of the world itself. So if it plays a certain part, or if it does a certain things, or fracture the reality, it will collapse a certain way, which actually will alter the reality a certain sort of way. So they have certain computers, which are quantum computers, that don't compute with the 1 and 0. They actually impose the 1 and 0 on itself, and literally it can compute trillions of calculations a second. Alright, so now this is getting real deep in these days and times, because men like this own computers like this. You say, really? Yes. Men with big pockets like that own computers like that. Listen, Donald Trump could have took out Soleimani before he even got to be president. Y'all don't know that. To keep it real, to keep it 1,000, to keep it 1 trillion. Listen. They could have been, my fault. They could have been for Soleimani. He could have been took out Soleimani. This dude hit him from the sky. And you know what he said when Iran said, you know what, we gotta strike back. You know, you just can't kill our peoples like that. We about to strike back. You know, Britain has actually been stomping on our backs, has actually been taking our money from our country for over 100 years, and you trying to take money in our sovereignty we're not going to let it happen. So guess what? Guess what? You know what he said? Oh, for real? You thinking about bombing back? Oh, you want to bomb back? Oh, I got like 100. He said I got like 22 or something holy places on site. So think about that. You're not even really supposed to do that. But this man said, you know what? I'm willing to bomb your holy sites. Oh, you really want to play like that? See, what you don't understand is that they can make up any story. After they kill you, it doesn't matter. That's the realest story they ever wrote. I'm going to keep it real. After they kill you, it doesn't matter. They can sit back and let everybody just try to figure it out. It's like, that's what's really happening. Like, they can take you out. That's why, for real, the revolution will never be televised. It shall never be televised. It will never, ever, 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 ever will not be televised. Don't expect it to be on Facebook. Do not expect the revolution to be on Facebook, YouTube, anywhere in that nature. So what else I gotta say about that? I know it's going down. It's going down. Yeah, man. Thank you, Sister Taya Washington. Tia. Listen, man. So, on this world news segment of the Messiah Code, look, listen, we got to be in the world and not of it. All right? In reference to this Trump stuff, look, he going to do what he do. Now, far as the presidency, I wouldn't suggest y'all vote for the man. But I wouldn't suggest you vote for anybody else neither. You know, far as voting, I would say change things in the local communities. But in reference to the presidency, it's hard to pick because they always give us a bad choice. It's really hard to pick. They really always give us a bad choice. So it's really hard to pick the president. It's really hard to vote. I'm going to keep it real. It's really hard to vote because if you think about it, we be like, damn, we picking for the same old bull crap every damn time. So, yeah, but he will strike you down. Donald Trump will strike you down. I'm going to keep it real. Keep it real. Don't even think about playing with that man in any type of way. I feel even funny about saying it like this, but he will strike you down. Yo, he been a gangster before he been president. They say he's a criminal. Look, Congress is actually, think about if they testifying in front of Congress, you know what I'm saying that this man is a criminal. They saying he is a criminal. They say he actually colluded with a whole nother country to actually become president, to sabotage the election. How deep is that? How deep is that? Because it was a financial interest. He making sure everybody get on. I'm telling you. He making sure everybody get on. Now the country is in a good, it's moving good. I'm not gonna lie about that. You can look at certain things, but guess what's still happening in my hood? Guess what's still happening in my hood? I don't care about all your numbers like that. Guess what's still happening in my hood? It's still so much oppression in my hood. It's still so many people lost, and that we gotta figure this out in my hood. And there's so many people starving and are underprivileged and underpaid in my hood. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you used to hiring and underpaying people, running casinos, getting people to clean up for nothing. Alright, but that's a whole nother level. Shout out to everybody that supports the movement. So what else I gotta say? Wow, who's going to be president this year? Who really truly is going to be president this year? I want to know. Y'all figured that one out. I think Joe Biden probably going to be president, to be honest. Not to say that he's any good. They say he's just a criminal too. But he from Delaware. He from my state. So shout out to Joe Biden. But at the same time, I don't support nobody like that. I support my people. I support you. I support my people to create their own governments, their own sovereign governments. Now, you might say, how can we do that, Lamel? Literally, you just don't do business with them. You really just don't do business with them, to keep it real. You just don't do business with them. As far as with these birth certificates, it's another thing too. Now I introduce y'all to, which is a baptism. How I told people how a baptism, you can utilize a baptism to settle a debt, or actually to relinquish a debt, or to set off a debt. All right, a baptism. Now I compared those numbers to the UCC 3:11, 3 verse 3:11, which is actually UCC -3:11. I'll bring that up. I should have that on my mind. My fault, I'm distracted a little bit. Which is let me put that up. I'll put the UCC -3:11. UCC 3-311. UCC. I'll look this up real quick. Alright, so yeah. That's what I meant to say. According satisfaction by the use of an instrument. That's what UCC -311 is. And it connects with Matthew chapter 3 verse 11. It's the same thing. That's where they got the according satisfaction by use of an instrument. They got that from the Bible. Matthew chapter 3 verse 11. The same thing. According satisfaction by use of an instrument. So you got to remember, baptism is for the remission of debt. Also for the remission of sin. Because debt, or any debt, is a form of sin. Alright? So you actually can use a baptism to set off any debt obligation that you have. So wow, that's a whole nother bill. I'm done with this segment as far as the news segment of the Messiah Code. Shout out to Trump. He's actually doing good right now. He probably might be president again. He gonna figure it out. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. It's looking shady. But he probably gonna figure out a way to do the impossible. He's gonna impress y'all so much that he's gonna figure out the way to do the impossible. Like, they do different shit like this. Listen, man. Before I move forward, they'll bomb a place there and say, "Oh man, we gotta save you from these people," when knowing they the ones that did it. They're the ones that bombed the place. The government, the CIA. How they do different coups and different stuff like that, knowing they the one that bombed the place, and say, man, we gotta save you from these people, and they start doing different shit and actually act like they saving you, and they ain't saving you, and they the one that did it, all for their financial interest. So that's why I want y'all to pay attention to Trump, because he might be acting like, yo, he's saving you for an imminent threat, when he is actually the imminent threat himself. So I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on. Yo, this is our country. Yeah, this is our country. Everybody here, whatever color, creed, or whoever you are, born here, this is our country, man. But in essence, we got to do something. We got to do something with what the power that we have in this country. for what it's worth. We got to do something about it. We got to do something with it. Real talk. I mean that. For real, y'all. So peace to everybody that really understands the real significance of your role in these days and times. I'm done with this news segment, y'all. Shout out. Whoa, wait. Oh man. Shout out to the people. That was hardcore. That was very intense. That was very intense. That was very intense. It's all good. Peace to the Messiahs. Peace to the Messiahs. Let me run the Messiah code down real quick before I get off. Let me run the Messiah code down. Let me build on that. Let me build on it real quick. Can I please get a shiz there too? Wherever you at. You said Bernie Sanders. You said if they figure out how to remove him, he will win again. He got money. He'll figure it out, man. I'm trying to tell you, dog. That's the real deal. He ain't playing no games, man. This is so real. This is so real. This is so real. Man, you gotta be in the world and not of it. We gotta share the planet. You don't gotta be in their world though. Trust me. You do not gotta be in their world, y'all. You really don't. You don't have to be a part of their world. Alright? Peace to the Messiahs. I love y'all. Let me go over the codex real quick so y'all can understand the codex. Alright. Let's go. So once again. Oh man. Let's get started. Let's get started. Shout out to everybody. Y'all ready? Wherever you at, put your hands out. Put one hand out, two hands out. Put the phone down. Put the phone in front. Watch Lamel from a distance. Put the phone right there. Do this with your hands. We're going to count to 99. How about that? We're going to count to 99. 99. 99. We're going to count to that. Alright? We got two fingers. Two hands. Y'all ready? Hopefully y'all ready. Y'all ready? Y'all, let's get it ready. One. That's one. Y'all ready? Two. Come on, man. Put the phone down. Put it right there. So you can use two hands. Let's go. Alright. That's one. Two. Alright. Three. Y'all got three. That's three. Alright. Four. That's four. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's go. 5. Y'all got 5. There it is. 5. Alright. 5. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all should be able to do this with me. Come on, for everybody that's learning this codex, man. Let's go, man. Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, number 6. That's number 6. Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, my fault. 5 and 6. Now you got 7. Now remember, 2 is like this with the thumb down. 5 is with the thumb right here. 7 is like that. All right. 5, 2, 5, 5, and 7. All right. 5, 2, 5, 7. All right. Very easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep up. 5, 6. Keep up. 7. That's the number 8. That's the number 8. Pretty soon we're going to be doing sign language in this, y'all. You know, it was my quest to write sign language with this stuff. So that's 8, and this is number 9. Number 9. All right, that's number 9. Y'all got that? And then you got number 10. So y'all got 1, 2. Y'all see that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Y'all got that? Now, let's do double digits. Let's link up double digits with it. Let's link up double digits if you good. All right. So 1, that's 10, 11. All right. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 'll see that? 26, 27, 28. My fault. It just looks weird on the computer because it's just backwards. This is funny. But 28. 29. If I just do it with my eyes closed. 29 and 30. Y'all got that? Y'all count to 30 now. And 31. Now it's other numbers too that are trick numbers too. Like I did 30. I did 20. 28, right? 28. But 28 it's actually could be this too. Which is 2 8s. 2 8s. That's the 2 8s too. That can be that. It's certain things that we do in the codex you'll learn. Like that's the 2 8s. This could be 2 8s. And that represents the shell. Shell. The shell. 2 8s. 2 8s. You see that? 28. 2 8s. Alright? The bird. 2 8s. The shell, coming from the shell. Another thing is you can do other tricks too. Like this could be 31. It can represent 3 too. This can be 31 or 3. You'd be like, for real, all 3 on one hand. 31. It also can be 13 too, this number. So if you think about it like that, 13, 31, and 3, it can be all 3 in one. Alright, because you think about all 3 on one hand, 13 on one hand, 31, or 13, and 3. It can be all same thing. I want y'all to think about things in patterns too. You know what I'm saying? What other numbers that are kind of like weird too that you could kind of do? Oh, you can do numbers like this. Like let's say the number 9. You can do 19 like this because the thumb The thumb actually can operate as a 1 sometime. So if you go like this, you actually can represent the number 19. This represents the number 12 also. That's the number 12. If you do this, it can represent the number 12. This saying, it represents the number 12. This learning the codex. This me sharing the codex with you. This could be representing the number 12. And its square is 144. Remember that. Other like different hands, we hands, y'all should know how to count. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. Those are different things that are a part of the we culture. That's just a part of the culture, the Walu culture. All right, that's something that you'll learn through the course. You'll build the culture, more or less. You'll be the one that's building this culture that we creating. All right. Now, literally, the baton has been passed to us from the great ones. The baton has been passed to us, and with that responsibility, we have the ability to respawn, which is to plant the seed. That's what spawn means. Means to do it again. So thank you for all the elders and those that came before us to give us this information. All right. So I love y'all. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Shout out to my 1221s. I love you, you love me, me is we, of course. Peace to everybody in the watch party. Peace to everybody on the Facebook holding this down. Definitely it feels good to be able to broadcast. It feels so good, y'all. I'm happy. Definitely happy to be connected with y'all across the airwaves. Shout out to all the haters. Thank you for hating. I appreciate it. I really do. You know, because we're not for the whole planet. We are for a certain section of the world. Alright, this is for real, for real. I'm just letting y'all know. Those that operate and navigate through the frequency that is broadcasted from the body of the Messiah, those are the ones that we're here to connect with. So you got to think about that one too. For real. Now we got different things that's associated with this movement, and I'm telling you, please learn these lessons. And as you learn in these lessons, you're going to have more and more and more and more and more and more that I'm going to drop on y'all. All of it's going to make sense to you as you start to study it. Seriously. Now, I did my best. I do my best to provide a good platform for everyone. You know what I mean? Something entertaining, something good, something nice for all of us. Man, that's what I do. You know, I want y'all to actually come back home if you strayed away. If you're not here right now and you strayed away, come back home, y'all. If I did something or I said something to offend y'all, I'm sorry. I don't mean it like that. But I'm on my own journey just like you on your journey. And I have a purpose. And that my purpose here is to share the codex with y'all. To keep it real. I know my purpose. I know my purpose. It's divine revelation. Period. And through the course of my travels, I have received this information. Alright? And it's about time for y'all to be the receptors of it too. Truly. Truly. And you'll see how it resonates. You'll understand the codex of these numbers, man. You'll understand. So that's it. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Tell you something. On the real, the 7 is all about preparation, man. I'm Gary. I broke everything down to everybody up until this point. Up until this point.
I love y'all.
That's
I'm gonna let it flow out with this.
I don't deal with numerology. I only deal with one thing.
I'm gonna let it flow out with this.
Bro. It's what I feel experience is God. You know what I mean? And I always drop the spill on that. So hopefully it can flex on me. There it is. Yeah. So I always talk about the experience of God. You know what I mean? Talking about how God is an experience. And I said one thing, bro. I said God only gave you one thing when you came out of your You got my ear. Look, bro. God only gave you one thing when you came out your mom's womb. He gave you numbers, right, and letters. Look at this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
I want to say peace to the Messiahs
Q, R, S,
before I get off.
U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Thank you for supporting the movement.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He gave you numbers.
Thank you. Hopefully this was a good show. It ran smooth for y'all. Y'all was entertained as well as educated.
Just in case you don't have a book.
And y'all got to enjoy yourself.
I broke that down every day.
I love y'all.
Breaking down every number, what it's for and what it means. The first number represents the umbilical cord. It represents the
shout out to Sister Sylvia.
It represents the connection with God.
Peace to you, Queen.
Shout
Shout out to Sister Dominique. Love you. Shout out to Brother Jasper. Or Jasper Rain. I'm sorry if you're not a brother. Shout out.
Then we had two, right? Which
shout out to Precious Diamante. Love you.
Shout out, sister. We in here. Look, the 2 did not represent the 2. The 2 was really this.
Shout out to Sister Verdi.
The 2 was the Nazuf.
Shout out to Sister Kimberly.
Nazuf deals with self. Why? Because the reason why self is 2 and self is not 1, because the reason why self is 2 and self is
this
not
is an important breakdown.
1,
Hopefully people understand this from top to bottom. For all the people that's confident or saw this, for all the people that's confident that saw this a couple times, hopefully you can recite this, what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Let me finish this up. Look. Then you got, look, bro. Then you got the number 2, which represent Nazuf, which is B, the second letter of the alphabet. Because all religions, they start out with a B. They say Bismi Allah Harukment. You know what I'm saying? Butter sheep butter. That's the what's the name? That's far as Genesis, it's called butter sheep. And when they start in Genesis, they say butter sheep butter when they start out in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And then in the New Testament, they say in the beginning. B. What's up, Lori? Glory, hallelujah. They say in the beginning. The reason why 2, because the 2 is the woman. The 2 is the woman. This is the science of the mathematics. For all the 5% of brothers that really never dropped the science on this, I'm bringing it back.
I love y'all. 747